Hey guys, Captain CA here with FlatsClass YouTube. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about Texas rigging some of the Z-Man Elastec baits and how you need to approach it. Did you know that Z-Man makes several ways to make your bait weedless? They've got their own terminal tackle that's specifically designed to handle the Elastec challenges. That's right, I said challenges. As many advantages as Elastec gives you, there are some challenges in rigging, but they solve them, and I'm going to share with you the solution right now. This episode of FlatsClass YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. All right, let's talk about these rigging options that Z-Man has provided you with their terminal tackle. The first one I want to start off with is the snake locks. All right, the snake locks is one of the ones that have been around the longest as far as the rigging options for those of you that love inshore fishing and you need weedless options. This is one of the best. Now this particular bait I really like. You can see how the line tie on the jig itself is straight in line, but you can also see that head is kind of floppy. It's perfect for paddle tails. Now you can rig almost any Elastec bait on this, but paddle tails in particular, this is really good because it gives the bait kind of a rolling action as it swims, and because that line tie is in line with the point itself, you're able to just roll this bait straight through and swim it through grass. Maybe my number one favorite rigging setup for weedless paddle tail fishing would have to be the snake locks. And something you're going to notice that's the common denominator on all these baits, you see that little node right there? That's what keeps these baits on. You can't pull the baits off. They stay on all day. There's no more of that frustration with you trying to buy a competitor's weedless setup that has like a screw-in hitchhiker or whatnot, and it just gets frustrating with Elastec. It's been beat. This is the way to go. Snake locks works great for that. The next in the setup for me that I really enjoy is the new Pro Bullets. Now the difference between the snake locks and the Pro Bullets still has that bullet-like head, okay, just like the snake locks. But in this case, even though the line tie is in line, it's a little higher, so it wants to kind of keep it going up a little bit. But this is a fixed head, so this head does not twist. So it's not going to twist, it stays in place. So when you're using a dart bait like this one here, where it's dart, 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 and you're doing that, and you get some slack line, it gives you better hook penetration because that head won't move. You don't worry about that with the snake locks because you're just rolling the bait, rolling the bait, rolling the bait. When it stops, you come tight and you've got a positive connection. You don't have that when you fish these darter baits, especially the 4 and 5 inch jerk sheds. You just don't have it. So you have that drop in the bait, they eat it. You got to come tight and hit them, and you want a fixed head at that point, and this Pro Bullets is perfect for this. I'm not saying you can't put paddle tails on this. A lot of you probably are, but I do like it a lot for the darter style baits. All right, here's one that's been very popular in recent years, and that would be the Texas Eye. Now the Texas Eye is popular because it's got that life-like realistic eye. Everyone loves it. Awesome for trout anglers. But I like it for the way I can use it. It's a very utility for me. I use it on the darters a lot. I use it on jerk shads quite a bit. I love using it on the Z-Man Goat. Believe it or not, even though the Goat was designed for bass anglers, I use it a lot in inshore salt water. The nice thing about this is it, again, shares that little node so you can't pull the bait off. But it's got that head that kind of, it goes back and forth, so you can do whatever you want with it. Gives the bait a lot of action. But you see how it has that flat, up, swept kind of jig head on it, well, that allows you to pull this over cover. So if you're fishing ramshackle docks, if you're fishing some back bays that have a lot of laid down trees or palm trees and stuff in it, and you need to be able to roll a bait over the top of it, if you're fishing oyster bars, this is an excellent, excellent tool. I use it a lot with the easy shrimps. I use it a lot with the darters, the paddlers, and these baits have a ton of action because that head's so flexible. Texas eye, kind of hard to beat. It's probably the most useful of all these rigging options. And then lastly, the chin locks. Now, all winter long, that's what I use. I use chin locks for everything. And the reason for is it's a slower presentation. It's more finessey. I use it with paddle tails. I use it with jerk shads because you're looking for that horizontal fall. I use it a ton with the easy shrimp. This is totally finesse here where you're popping it up and then you're letting it fall down. But because the weight system is further back on the shank, further back than most, it allows this bait to fall perfectly slow and level and gives this tail this action as it flops down. Having that advantage is huge on spooky fish. So I've given you 4 options here: the chin locks, the Texas eye, the Pro Bullets, and the snake locks. It would be hard for me to say you only need one of them. I have all 4. I think you need all 4 too. Now I'm going to come right back and wrap everything up, give you something to think about. Here's what I want to leave you with. When you're challenged with some of these snagless, weedless presentations, I want you to consider that you have more than one option. So many of us just think, oh, well, I've got this one little twist lock hook in my box and it just doesn't work with this. You've got all this stuff to use if you're using the right terminal tackle, and Z-Man makes it. If you can't find it in your local retailer, guys, go to sodiumusa.com. It's all right there online. You order it, you see it in 3 days. It's as simple as that. All right, if you like what you're seeing here, what you're learning here on FlatsClass YouTube, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. Share it with some of your fishing buddies. I want us to be the ones you rely on to be better anglers. All right, till next time, Captain C.A. Richardson, signing off.